requires different capabilities. And so we need to develop those, and then we'll have a suite of missions that we can do in that area. For the first time, NASA has now provided traceability from our missions through our capabilities to the technologies all the way through the system within this next set of roadmaps. We haven't done that. Why are we doing that? Because Mr. Obama, President Obama, has asked us to align across our mission directorates to lower costs, increase capability, and ensure that we can achieve the missions and benefit the nation. So our job isn't just NASA. Our job is to make sure the technology that we do, the human systems integration that we do, the human factors engineering that we do, it benefits other government agencies in the commercial space sector as well. So when you look at those roadmaps, if you get a chance to do this, I really hope you'll take that opportunity. You'll find that there's these 16 technical areas, and one of those is an introduction, and then 15 top technical areas, and each of those has content. It has a graphic that tells you when the mission need dates are, and then it has these technology candidates. This is something very new. We didn't have this depth last time. So these technology candidates enable you to see specifically what we're thinking that we'd like to develop in the future. So here's an example. This one comes from the technical area 6, which is a spacesuit design. Now, suit design, a lot of the capabilities in suit design are useful for other work that is done outside of our agency. And here you can see the technology, where we think the state of the art is, where we think the performance goal is for this particular suite of missions, the capabilities, and then the missions. And so what's really nice, how many people here have done any technology development of any kind? Okay, right? Well, what happens when your customer goes away? Man, that's not such a good thing, right? Well, here, we've shown you have more than one customer. There's a suite of customers. So for each mission and mission class, it tells whether it's enabling or enhancing, that's required or nice to have. It tells you when the mission class is, the launch date, and the launch date is in our manifest. And then it tells you when the technology is needed. So if you miss one deadline, guess what? There's some others. So now if you're thinking about partnering with NASA or working with NASA, you have the scorecard here. You know where these needs are. You know when you can bring your technologies to the table and work with us. We've also done a few other things. We've provided a list of our design reference missions. We've never done this before. 62 missions out there. 23 are in our agency mission planning model, which means 23 have a date on the range to launch. 23 are still way out in the future with a lot of opportunity for development. And the others are in our aeronautics thrust areas. So we have aeronautics as well. This is one sample of the index. And basically what this shows is for a particular design reference mission, here's all the technologies that people think are required versus those that are nice to have. And you can search those numbers into the snapshots. Each snapshot has a number, and you can see what technologies that mission is interested in. And these have been vetted all the way up into Washington and approved as the enabling and enhancing for these cards. Similarly, for areas of interest that you might be interested in, such as autonomy and artificial intelligence, information, technology, radiation, a few of those other areas may be a little less interested in, but each one of these areas we have an index that shows you all the places in the roadmap where that particular area shows up. So autonomy is not in just technology area 4, it's in a few different places. So look around for those indexes and make comment. Also, Mars, which is where I started. All the technologies that we're developing for Mars, you could be a part of. And if you want to know what we're looking for, we have a whole section on the Evolvable Mars campaign and the technologies that are required and nice to have for Evolvable Mars. So take a look at that as you go through your comment period. The last thing I'd like to do is now kind of turn your attention to TechPort. TechPort, as I think was mentioned earlier, TechPort is our system that enables us to evaluate all the actual projects that we have today. And now you have the capability to use this tool as well. We've been using it for 2 years inside of NASA to manage our portfolio. I'm going to put this link up on a few different slides so you don't have to write it down here, but if you just search NASA and TechPort, it'll come up. So what is TechPort? It enables you to search all kinds of cool information about our technology projects today. Again, it's a really cool tool if you marry it with the roadmaps because you can assess the gaps. But you can also do a lot more with this tool. technology. We tell you the technology maturation, if it's a very low TRL or very high, the realized benefits, potential benefits. Who's doing the work? Gosh, I'm doing nanotechnology. Who else is working in my area? You can find the commercial sector as well as the other government agencies. You can come in here and search the Navy and find out what the Navy's doing with us on different projects. You can go to a keyword search and search modeling and simulation or human. Last night I went through a few just to play with it. Decision-making tools. Lots of interesting stuff on decision-making tools in the system. You can search a keyword, or you can go in and search by the technical area. So a lot of different ways to search. You can then you have a search record like Google, if you will. But what's really cool is what comes next. You can actually select one record and print out the report of that project, or you could select a whole bunch and you could do analysis. The tool is equipped with analysis capabilities. So let me give you an example. This one I did radiation technologies. I did a keyword search. There were 136 projects that listed something to do with radiation technologies. Now, they might not all be of interest. Maybe you want to take a few of those and skip them, but you select the ones that you're interested in and you can build a report. You can build individual project reports. So what I did was I looked at the 136 that we had, and this is basically the indication of the maturity of the portfolio. It tells me that my portfolio is relatively low in maturity. We don't have a lot of advanced radiation technologies right now. Well, we kind of do that. We're trying to push that envelope up so we can go to Mars. But this tells us how our progress is. In addition, it tells you the hot spots in the United States where the work is being done. But if you want to see, for example, what Purdue University is doing, or UCF, you can go ahead and look here and see all the projects that are affiliated with our technology portfolio. So that's very cool. So why would you use it? Well, if you're a student, you could study, you could create your dissertation or other research. If you're like us here in the government, identify colleagues of interest. Maybe you weren't aware of all of them, but you could also forecast future work of NASA using the tool. So with that, what I'd like to do is I'd like to close with those 3 points. Please consider participating with us. Partnership is important to NASA, and your input is important even if you're not interested in partnering. Please take a look, comment on our roadmaps, comment on our investment strategy, and then also take a look at TechPort and see how you can contribute. What technologies will our journey bring? And I'm going to end a little bit. I had a note for Colonel Mueller. He mentioned the human element, and I thought that was wonderful because he married the human element to a number of different things. And so I kind of took from that, take Martian dust and add the human. What do you get? Exploration, innovation, and a lot of wonderful things in the future. So hopefully